About 10,000 runners today in downtown Fort Wayne for the 7th annual Fort4Fitness Fall Festival at Parkview Field. And we're joined now by one of today's co-chairs, Adam Smith. Adam, thanks for giving us a few minutes here amongst the craziness of this weekend. And earlier we talked with Abby Nas, who I know you described as the yin to your yang. So as the co-chair with Abby, can you tell us your role in putting this all together?
Abby takes care of a lot of the Parkview Field logistics, everything there. I mean, Parkview Field has a big part of this, and it's a big, I think, draw to our event to finish at home field at our home plate here at Parkview Field. So I think that's huge. She takes care of all that. You know, I kind of default and handle the things that aren't involved with that, so that's where she's my yin to my yang. She takes care of things that I don't know needed to be taken care of, and hopefully I do the same for her, but maybe she knows the things that I'm doing, I don't know. So but we get it accomplished and get the goal done. So.
And you've been involved now for 6 years on the board. What keeps you involved with Fort4Fitness?
Well, I mean, it's just a great community event. It's just amazing to see your friends, neighbors, co-workers, family members out here doing it. I mean, Fort4Fitness was started to try and get people to get active. You know, we were voted the fattest, dumbest city. So it's great. You know, we try and get those people off the couch and do it. And it's just a great thing to see people do things that they never thought they could do before. And you know, it's a very rewarding, you know, satisfaction to me. And that's why a lot of volunteers do volunteer as well to, you know, help the community.
And more than 1,200 volunteers. How do you go about bringing in a small army like that to run this operation?
We have a pretty large database. I mean, we've got a database of 15,000 probably that we do hit up. The challenge is a lot, you know, we get a lot from the colleges, which is great, and then the kids, you know, graduate and move on, so we get a lot of bounce backs, you know, like no longer in school here. But we do get a lot of people, and I mean, it's not just one day. You know, we plan this 12 months out of the year, but a week to 10 days is when we start getting groups coming in and helping us out, because, like I said, it's just not a one-day event. It's 12 months in planning. So
what does it feel like, though, when you do arrive to this weekend after a full year of planning?
It's nice. It's good because, you know, knock on wood, the weather's always cooperated.
It's marvel.
That'll work. The weather seemed to always cooperate. I think one year we did have some rain and it was a little cold, but it's always been a nice weekend. It seems like the end of the September we seem to get the Indian summer or whatever. The weather seems to cooperate, and it's great because I think it brings more people out. I guess what the cool thing with me that I've noticed throughout the years is, you know, the first few years there were not as many spectators. We've got a lot, you know, like we had the people doing the event, but we didn't have a huge number of people coming out to watch it. As we've grown, I think we see that on Saturday as the stadium's full, which is awesome. I mean, I think we're getting more people that maybe aren't participating coming and seeing the event. And what's great is I think they do eventually, hey, let's get involved with this. So,
how have you seen the event evolve besides larger crowds? How have you seen the event evolve from the beginning to where it is now?
Well, you know, like this year we set a record for our kids. My daughter's waving at me, sorry.
Speaking of kids.
The kids marathon, we set a record for that this year, which is great. You know, where we hope that is you get the kids involved, you get the parents involved. You know, the seniors as well. We're starting to get seniors involved. You know, the nursing homes are really pushing it, and that's excellent as well, because it's not, you know, just the kids that should be involved. It's everybody, every walks of life, every age group, and that's what we're really trying to hit to.
And what does it mean to bring together an entire community here in Northeast Indiana, even into Northwest Ohio, from young to old?
It's great. I mean, there again, that's why I volunteer and why I'm so involved, because, you know, I think it is a great community building event. You know, I see a lot of my friends, neighbors, co-workers, and things of that nature. But it's to see them to change to more healthy lifestyle. I mean, there again, I think it's good for the community. It's good for us as, you know, individuals. But, you know, it's just, I can't repeat it enough. It's a great community event. And you see, you know, I see a lot of that with the volunteers. You know, we've got volunteers that'll show up and be here 3 days straight. You know, they'll take off work to come and volunteer to help out. But, you know, they enjoy doing the things that need to be done in order to help this event to be what it is, and that's really appreciated. So.
And I know there are a myriad of things that volunteers do, but for someone who's maybe watching today and thinking, I do want to be involved, I'm not a runner, what are ways for people for next year, perhaps, to get involved?
Sure. We've got lots of different places. We've got our board is volunteers. Our committees are volunteers. So, you know, not only just the people that are here one day, the people that are there 12 months are volunteers. But we do have Wednesday. We have the goodie bag stuffing. You know, every participant gets a goodie bag. Caleb Kimmel from World Baseball Academy has been great at getting us people, not only for Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. He's a great resource. He's got connected with the teams and things of that nature. So we bring all these people here. We do certain tasks on certain nights and get it all accomplished, so then that way everything runs smoothly on Saturday, Friday night and Saturday.
So I know you encounter so many people, from the volunteers to participants in the races. What are some of the stories that stand out to you that you've come across over the years?
Well, it's great. I mean, from the volunteer standpoint, we've had 3-4 generations of volunteers, believe it or not. We try and get 18 or older, but we actually had somebody that was a college mom, grandma, great-grandma that had volunteered a few years ago at Packet Pickup. So that's kind of cool, is to have 4 generations come out. It's a family event. I think they were doing the race as well on Saturday, but they came out on Friday night and did Packet Pickup as a family event. So it's like they almost make a family weekend. I do see a lot of that, from the post-race responses and just some things on Facebook is like, hey, I'm coming back to my hometown in Fort Wayne, which is great to try and get the people back that grew up here, to spend, the weekend with my family, but here to do the Fort4Fitness. So it's just, great for the community. I keep saying that, I'm sorry, but it's just, I think it's a great event. So.
And your story of involvement here comes from the perspective of not even being a runner yourself, right?
I do not like running. I'm not a fan of running, and that's how I guess they got me involved because when the event was started, I believe everybody liked to run. So I was not a fan of running. I've got, through my business, a lot of connections, with people and out in the community. But my wife had worked for the American Cancer Society, and they do the 24-hour walks and things like that. So I've helped out with that. So it was like I knew how events ran. Of course, they weren't 10,000 people. So that's kind of how they roped me in, is to help out with that. And then it kind of evolved to now I'm the co-chair and helping out with the whole thing. So.
And now, any favorite part of this weekend?
It's it's seeing the people finish. It's great to see everybody, but it's when they finish and accomplish a goal that they just don't think they could ever finish. It's my favorite spot is down on the field Saturday morning, seeing the finishers finish, getting that medal. There's a lot of great things. You see a lot of just emotion from people that are able to do it that they didn't think they would do it, and people that have never tried to do something like that, and it's just a huge accomplishment for them. So.
Well, Adam, thanks for everything that you do to make this event what it is, and for joining us here on Xfinity.
No problem. Thank you.
2014 Fall Co-Chair Adam Smith with us here, the 2014 Fort4Fitness Fall Festival on Xfinity.